Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are actually talking about Tesla because Tesla's founder Elon Musk apparently way overstated Tesla's self-driving ability when talking to authorities. And here's what's going on, and this is coming from the LA Times. One of Tesla's engineers told California authorities that Elon Musk, chief executive, obviously, of Tesla, basically saying that Elon Musk overstated the capability of autopilot, which is the driver assistance system that Tesla is integrating into all of their cars. Now, this clarification was described in a series of records that basically the California Department of Motor Vehicles, or DMV, released to a legal advocacy group called Plainsight, which published these documents yesterday. Now, according to a March 9th memo, DMV officials asked CJ Moore, the director of the autopilot software, about Elon Musk's claims that Tesla would be fully autonomous basically this year. That is a huge, huge claim. And to quote Michael Acosta, the chief of the DMV's autonomous vehicles branch, who wrote in this memo, Elon's tweet does not match engineering reality per CJ. Now, Musk tweeted and spoke during an earnings call in January about his confidence that Tesla would indeed achieve full driving autonomy as soon as this year, 2021. Now, while Musk has said basically for several years that he believes Tesla is on the verge of delivering what is called, or what is known rather, as level 5 autonomy, meaning its cars do not require human intervention at all to go from point A to point B, drivers still need to keep their hands on the wheel when using the autopilot that is actually basically really coming to light with that now infamous case where a Tesla basically set on fire, and it took something like 40,000 gallons of water to essentially put it out. But apparently the passenger and then the driver were both in the back seat, probably touching the wheel or something when the Tesla went off the road. I think it was a tree or a barrier, and then just basically blew up. Now, Tesla raised more than $2 billion 2 years ago after Musk made several predictions about robo-taxis that didn't materialize. And so he has a history of saying this kind of thing. And once again, according to his director Acosta, and I quote this memo in March, Tesla is at level 2 currently. Tesla indicated that Elon is extrapolating on the rates of improvement when speaking about L5 capabilities. Tesla couldn't say if the rate of improvement would make it to L5 by the end of calendar year. Now, this memo is basically a rare window into how autopilot engineers have to basically match their match the high expectations of Elon Musk, who obviously is basically swinging for the fences every time he opens his mouth, apparently, versus the concerns of regulators that would actually approve Tesla to be level 5 fully autonomous, in this case in California, meaning they have to get regulatory approval before you can take a nap in your car and let your car drive you home. That's what we're talking about here. Now, last month, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, said that they would investigate that fatal crash I just mentioned in Texas involving a Tesla that slammed into a tree, and nobody was in the driver's seat, as I mentioned, according to the reports, and obviously that sparked a massive fire. 4 days after that incident, the California DMV sent a letter to Eric Williams, who is Tesla's associate general counsel, encouraging the company to, and I quote, provide clear and effective communication to customers, buyers, and the general public about its autopilot features, their capabilities, and how they should be used. The meta message there, especially since it's going to Tesla's lawyers, is that if Elon Musk is basically telling the world, oh yeah, this thing is going to be fully autonomous and it's super safe and you don't have to do anything and all of that, he might be giving a false impression to Tesla owners or potential buyers that say, oh, this thing's fully autonomous. I don't have to do anything. I'm going to go read a book or take a nap or get in the car drunk and it'll just drive me home, whatever that is. And quite frankly, that's not how that Tesla works. And basically, to quote Costa again, as Tesla is aware, the public's misunderstanding about the limits of the technology and its misuse can have tragic consequences. And odds are that person in Texas that had that Tesla that was showing it off to his buddy that jumped in the back seat for a y'all watch this moment pretty much had that conception. And so I'm curious to see if there's going to be legal fallout for this, but I think we are years and years and years away from actually having fully autonomous driving. You might not have seen it, but I actually sat down with a YouTuber named Doug DeMuro, who has basically his own channel, and he does nothing but review cars. He's very much into cars. He's got like 1 billion followers. It's a really interesting channel, but he said something interesting in that interview from a few weeks ago or a month ago or whenever that was. You can see that on my YouTube channel. It's right there in interviews. But he said that we are years away from this. And the example that he used is the fact that I live in Chicago. Chicago has a lot of weather patterns where we might have black ice or sleet or snow or rain. And right now, the autopilot would be perfectly fine on a nice sunny day with, basically no slippage on the road or anything like that. But how, let's say, an autopilot would handle in a blizzard in Chicago, and we do get them, and if you're in the Chicagoland area, we do, that's much different. And they're not there. And Doug's basically point was that they're not going to be there for years. So for Elon Musk to come out with confidence and say, yes, we will be level 5 fully autonomous by the end of 2021 flies in the face of a lot of logic. Again, if you're living in a desert where it's completely dry and there's no rain and it's a straight road, I'm sure it works just fine. But there's a lot of conditions we have to deal with, not to mention what happens if road signs, fall over. What happens if somebody removes the stop sign or got knocked down 5 minutes before the Tesla shows up? Is it just going to roll through the intersection? I mean, these are things that we have to consider. And so for Elon Musk to come out and say, oh, yes, we're going to be good in a calendar year, I think to the point of basically the California DMV, that's a serious problem because we shouldn't be telling people that. They have to understand the limitations of this, and I think it really behooves Tesla, as they're selling this, to really tell people that, and ideally have that message echoed with Elon Musk. Now, I know this guy swings for the fences. Look at SpaceX. Look at everything else that he is doing, and those kinds of things. So I totally get that, but we're talking about safety here, and so I think there has to be a balance, and so that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well, and as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.